Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your weekly energy through the tarot. I hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the love and support always. These messages are fluid, so it doesn't really matter when you're watching it as long as it resonates. It means it's meant for you. All right. If you are watching it in real time, however, we do have a full moon, in Virgo. Depending on how it plays out with your chart, the aspects are pretty nice. It teeters a little bit with that full moon energy because it really heightens our emotions, our feelings around certain things and issues, etc. So just be mindful, guys. Like, so much of the readings and the astrology has really talked about this need to kind of check yourself and not be so fixed on the other person, as difficult as that can be sometimes, right, Leo? Yeah, because you are creating something really beautiful and strong, and I feel like you need to put your time and intentional energy into each step of the way, Tara. That's what this card is. It's really about, kind of bringing that level of refinement into the day-to-day. Learning how to work with the laws of nature so that we are living a life that is so in alignment with who we are. I think we kind of need to take a step away from this element of rigidity, because there's two different aspects, right? And obviously if we end up focusing on one or the other too much, it can become detrimental. I feel like this is about building your vision, making sure that you are doing what you like, taking action steps towards what you want. And this is kind of that filling in the blank of what needs to be refined, right? What needs to be let go? What's not working for you? Releasing it. Yeah, and it is a lot about taking a look at yourself. I mean, that really is how we end up manifesting, is we have to understand ourselves, what we're doing well, what is not moving so well, and how we can adjust accordingly. Yeah, and a lot of that just comes through trial and error, deliberation, using that intellect, the thinking mind. Air is also obviously a pretty light element energy. I feel like you have put a lot of time and energy into what you're building or wanted to build, and then it's showing up a little bit differently than maybe how you anticipated. Maybe you have, like, I kind of hear it like the framework of a house. It's exactly how you envisioned it to be. But maybe like the decor or like the actual reality of it, the nitty gritty, is just not exactly what you had wanted or what you had hoped. And so there is this element, Ace of Wands, of reestablishing. I love Wands energy for you because the Ace of Wands specifically is about like pure creative potential. And like I said, it's coming more from the way you're evaluating your surroundings and your environment, and then looking back at yourself and saying, okay, so yeah, like, you can't control other people, places, and things, but you can control you and how you show up. And that is the whole self, right? Mind, body, soul. Those are not separate from one another. They're all inclusive. And that kind of goes back to that concept of the law of attraction, right? Like, you got to believe it before you see it. Really, like, believing that what you're creating, it is yours. It is possible. You're on the right track. just like I said, some of the things that were filling in the blank that ended up not really being in alignment or what you really wanted, that is what has to be readjusted, you know, and how you believe about yourself. And I think you have to kind of go out and explore a little bit with that Page of Wands energy. I love that for you, Leo, with the rabbits down below, rebirth. Like I said, the Page of Wands is an explorer. It's adding fuel to the fire is what I'm hearing. When we're, you know, it's interesting too. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because this is really glary, but see that red cape in the background? There's a dude walking away, you know, and that's what I was saying. It's like, we have to know what is working for us and what is not. And sometimes we do have to leave things behind. That is kind of a theme right now. It also makes sense. We're moving towards the end of Pisces season. There's a lot shifting at the end of this month astrologically. And, you know, I feel like we need to kind of find our independence through all the changes. We're about to move into Aries season. Aries rules the house of self. So how are we showing up in our own life? And the best way to do that is to get to know who you are. Getting to know who you are, the easiest and fastest way is to put yourself into new experience, you know? You could also be dealing with someone who is very independent, very strong. It could be Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Someone I'm kind of hearing who's like lost in their own world. You know, like she does not have a care in the world. She's kind of doing her own thing. No matter what gender the person is, are you interested in someone, Leo? Do you want to ask someone out? You know, new love, someone's caught your eye, your attention. Maybe part of that exploration is journeying to go see them, reaching out. I mean, it's interesting because it's not a message, you know, it's not communication. That's like you actually physically going there, which is really interesting. Yeah. I think you're not sure. You don't know yet. You're kind of like, maybe. Or maybe you're not even, I mean, like I said, I do feel like you're the one reaching out. I'll clarify that. It could be the other person, obviously. This might be someone from your past, someone that you've known either from childhood or have known for a long time, long history. Yeah, I mean, I think that there is this part of you that's interested, but I think there's also something as well that's stopping you. Yeah, that Knight of Cups energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You could be dealing with a water sign. This could also be just like because the one thing about the Page of Wands and even this Two of Wands is it's baby energy. So make sure this is really something that you want. Like, okay, you can want it, right? But is this really, are you willing to put up the time and the energy in order to make this happen? Because this energy for you, Leo, it talks about how, yeah, there's desire there with the Two of Wands. But then when it comes to actually doing it, I don't know, you seem a little bit on the defensive. Maybe you've been through a lot. You don't want to put up with any more BS. You know, look at this guy. He's like about ready to fall over. And that is the Nine of Wands, right? It's just like when we've been through the ringer in a lot of ways. I love it because it is the story that it's almost over. And maybe that's the value, is like waiting a little bit longer. Yeah. Grounding yourself a little bit more. Because something is stopping you. I don't know if this is money. There is Capricorn energy in the background, ironically. So I'm hearing for you, like, make sure that it's not, you know, you're not listening to the devil on your shoulder. Because that's essentially what's being blocked for you, is like, you kind of reaching out or connecting with this individual is actually more spiritually aligned, spiritually driven. You know, see how he's giving that pentacle to that angel as the devil looks on in the background. And I feel like you know the right thing to do, but there is this part of you that's really doubting yourself, you know? And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, checking in with your reasoning, your motivation behind certain things. Like I said, you can like the way this looks, right? This energy with this person. They probably bring a lot of beautiful feelings inside your heart. But wisdom is knowing, like, is it really worth it, you know? Because something is being limited and restricted. I mean, this Eight of Swords is usually when we limit ourselves, right? But this actually feels a little bit like sneaky, trickery, hiding. There's more of that earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taking your sweet time. Someone's not wanting to see the full truth, the full reality in a situation. You'll know who that is. Yeah, there's our devil friend. There we go. Glad he made an appearance. No, but I think it ends up bringing out, like I said, like it ends up bringing out the worst in people, you know? So you could be dealing with someone who's just like toxic, unfortunately, and they don't get it, and they're probably not going to, the only way they're going to grow and evolve is by them doing it. But right now, they're not even looking at it. They don't even care to. That could be you, Leo, but that also could be who you're dealing with, right? Because interestingly, I mean, there's people involved, you know, I'm sure that you're dealing with different things in your day-to-day life that are challenging you to kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 is on the clock. So relationship is being blocked in this situation, but because it feels very toxic. And, you know, for you, it's like wanting to give your best effort, but feeling like you already have. You know, you've already put the time and the energy into this thing. There's a lot of tension, fighting, arguments, one person needing to win at all costs. Yeah, I mean, those are like the 2 fight cards in the tarot. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. So lots of tension, lots of conflict. And that kind of goes back to this element of reevaluation, right? And maybe this is just like you guys waiting for things to settle down. But I also get this element of apathy with the 7 of Coins. Usually, like I said, it's like waiting to see what bears fruit. But to me, in this situation, it's apathetic. Because I think you already know. You already know. You just have to acknowledge it to yourself and acknowledge the places that you're allowing, you know, whether it's bad behavior from this person or you participating in bad behavior. You know, it is really being honest about that, because again, that 2 of Cups energy is being blocked. There is opportunity for, you know, but again, if you're dealing with a toxic person, obviously you just, sometimes you just, yeah, 8 of Cups. Walking away from the toxicity. So if the toxic party in this situation refuses to evolve, which you can't force them to, you can't force them to learn or grow up or anything like that, then you do have to walk away. Yeah, it's clarity. The Sun, that's your card too, Leo. It's like there is blessing in the clarity, in the freedom. Ooh, the Moon and the Sun. So I think it's like, to me, this is twofold. It's like not letting your emotions get the best of you, just letting the clarity be what it is in this situation. Because this person or individual, the one who is showing up a little more toxic, like I said, ooh, thank you, Spirit. Shadow self, guys. That's exactly what it is. It's shadow self. And we can't, excuse me, force other people to change, handle themselves differently. People are people, right? And this person is not going to. They're very stubborn. They're very rigid. And they're only limiting themselves. And that's unfortunate because at the end of the day, yeah, it might be sad. You might have to walk away. There probably is a reason why you feel pretty on the defensive. Just make sure not to close down to future relationships. I feel like you're going to see this. You're going to have like a really clear understanding of what this was, you know, as the week progresses. I mean, there might be this element of that it is emotionally triggering, but you know, sometimes when we're dealing with these types of people, they're very good at manipulating the emotions, right? The feelings. So for them, it is, okay, celebration. Well, they need to celebrate apparently. Well, I think for you, it's just like recognizing, you know, obviously, Leo, that it is changing. And I think that that's actually a blessing in disguise. You know, maybe you need to celebrate the fact that this person is leaving your life or that you don't have to deal with them. I feel like you are very much protected by your guardian angels, higher powers, past over loved ones, however you understand it. Remember, and this has been a constant theme, like remember, there's blessings in the chaos. Even if it does feel horrible, it's not fun to go through. I get it 110%. It's also like, had you been stuck in that thing, it would have been a million times worse. And I feel like that's where the silver lining is for you guys this week. So sending so much love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. I know these are super rough situations. I'm here to support in any way I can. Definitely big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Yeah. Lots of love, guys. Thanks for tuning in.